Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Sun. Cinco Bayou. On August 12th, AA thought for the day. There was nothing left for us but to pick up the simple kit of spiritual tools laid at our feet by Alcoholics Anonymous. By doing so, we have a spiritual experience which revolutionizes our whole attitude toward life, toward others, and toward God's universe. The central fact of our lives today is the absolute certainty that our Creator has entered into our hearts and lives there in a way which is indeed miraculous. He has commenced to accomplish those things for us that we could never do for ourselves. Have I let God come into my life? I recently at my church heard a message about the father who brought his son to Jesus, and because his son was having convulsions, and it sounds like epilepsy kind of thing, but so the guy says to Jesus, well, your disciples couldn't cast it out. And Jesus said something like, y'all don't have enough faith. And the the father says to Jesus, I do believe, help my unbelief. And that's pretty much me. I believe as much as I can believe, but show me where I'm not believing, and so I can correct course. It's all about the relationship, though. It's all about the relationship with the God of my understanding. I can't believe better if I don't know better. So please help me get better. And I used to say this in meetings out loud with my face. I worked this program to the best of my ability, knowing full well that was not true. And so it's important for me to know that I'm human. I'm human, and my tendency is to go with what feels good and what I think is right. And in fact, I've heard in the rooms as well that a lot of people say, we should just do the exact opposite of what our first instinct is. And we're probably heading in the right direction. Ooh, maybe I'll start being more mindful of that and doing exactly that here for a little while and see how it turns out. Meditation for the day. The moment a thing seems wrong to you, or a person's actions to be not what you think they should be, at that moment begins your obligation and responsibility to pray for those wrongs to be righted, or that person to be changed. Nah. We don't pray for people to be changed. We pray the best for them. Page 552 in the big book that talks about when you have a resentment, pray for a week for that person to have good things happen to them. And I think that changes my perspective, but we don't pray for people to be changed. Pray for acceptance of people, for sure. What is wrong in your surroundings or in the people you know? Think about these things and make these matters your responsibility. Not to interfere or be a busybody, but to pray that a change may come through your influence. You may see lives altered and evils banished in time. You can become a force for good wherever you are. I believe these things. I agree with these things. Let me get off this fella, So, yeah, I believe most of what is read, except for it's our responsibility to pray for people to change. I think the more we understand people and accept people for who they are, they notice that, hey, you're not trying to change me. And they become, it's like, I've heard it referred to as the salt principle, where you make people thirsty for what you have to offer. And what we have to offer is living water, basically. And I had a little card that I carried around for the longest time that it said, to come to the living waters of Christ, you need no merit, only thirst. And that sums it up. That sums it up, really, for me and my higher power. So, prayer for the day. I pray that I may be a co-worker with God. I pray that I may help people by my example. I'm not a co-worker with God. He's shoulder to shoulder with me, but I'm not a co-worker, that's for sure. I'm his instrument, but I know that every step of the way he's with me, supplying the strength and power and peace and patience that I need. So I will keep coming back, a day at a time. Love y'all. Look up, aim up, rise up.